Erwin grew up fascinated by paranormal phenomena, meteor impacts, plasma storms, wormholes. Most scientists dismissed him as eccentric. He applied for dozens of grants to study unexplained anomalies and got rejected every time. Until he saw a military leaked report about unusual plant spores found near Strangerville. He moved there on his own dime, taking up a job as a local scientist just to be close to the epicenter of the truth. With Erwin moving to Strangerville, will he be able to discover what it is exactly that's plaguing the local residents? Will he discover the secrets that Strangerville has to offer? Or will he potentially just end up as another infected sim? Hello and welcome to my second Let's Play series. I am still going to be playing with my Goths Get Divorced save, but I did want to start a secondary legacy challenge just as a way to give my gameplay variety, and that way I can switch between the two saves just as a way to keep things interesting. For this particular Let's Play series, we are going to do the Occult Legacy Challenge by... I'm going to butcher that. I think it's Asphodel. And I have decided that I'm going to actually use a default pre-made sim. Erwin Pries is actually a default sim that's part of the Strangerville pack, and he's typically like the curio shop owner, but I decided to include him in this Let's Play series as our first generation. We're not going to be following all of the rules. There are going to be a couple leniencies here and there just as a way for me to keep the gameplay exciting and kind of keep my storyline the way that I want it to. How I am planning on playing the entire Legacy Challenge is in every generation, I do want to try and pair up the air sim with a well-known default sim. Like as an example, Alexander Goth or Don Lothario or Nancy Landgrab, like one of those really well-known, usually NPC sims. I want to try and pair up my air with one of those, so we'll see how well I'm able to do that. Per the challenge, of course, we do have his aspiration as the Strangerville Mystery. He is also paranoid, socially awkward, and he is a genius as well. We also need to max out our logic and programming skills. And then we have to live in a trailer or cabin and grow a bizarre fruit as well as part of this challenge. So this is Erwin. I did remake him, so we will go through just some of his outfits that I have picked out here. We have his everydays. Typically he has the pasta colander on his head with the Christmas lights. So I kind of wanted to try to stick to his original look a little bit, and I gave him a bucket hat instead. The color theme for this particular generation is orange. So I did try to give him a little bit of an orange vibe in his look without it being like too overpowering. I do have these cute CC jammies that I'm obsessed with. And then we have also his party look. I do love the beanie on him. I think the beanie is hilarious. Erwin is also apparently very fit underneath those clothes. I love these pants. I was really excited. I have not gotten to really incorporate these into any of my male Sims, so I was really excited to be able to use those pants. But he does kind of have like a hippie Rasta skater boy vibe, so I tried to keep that as much as I could in his outfits. Okay, so here we have Erwin in front of his house in Strangerville. It is a trailer that I found on the gallery. I am not a builder. I did not build any of this. I did edit some of the decorations inside of the trailer itself, but I had nothing to do with the actual building. Unfortunately, I am not able to give credit to all of the builders that I have featured in some of my videos. I've had this particular save file. I have customized my entire Sims world. Every single town has a lot downloaded from the gallery. And because I've had this default world for so long, I don't know who the creators are off the top of my head. But this is his cute little trailer. He has already joined the scientist career. This is day 1 of him being in Strangerville. It's only Sunday at 2:15. And oh, we actually haven't joined a career yet. So we're going to go ahead and have him join the science career as part of the legacy challenge. Awesome. Okay, so we can go ahead and, now that we got him in the scientist career, in this particular trailer, there was a stackable washer and dryer that was part of the original build, and I ended up taking that out and removing all of the hampers. I don't know about you guys, but laundry day is one of my most almost like regrettable packs because I just hate it. I cannot do with the constant laundry and the washer breaking and then the dryer breaking and then the clothes being soaked. It's too much for me. So I did take out the stackable washer and dryer of this particular build. There was no way that I was about to handle that. I do also currently have him working on his programming skill as well. That is part of the challenge, is having to max out programming and logic. So we're going to have him do that. I did want to go over how I am playing this particular legacy. For the start of Generation 1, I do have a storyline that I came up with that I do want to follow. So I do actually have the lifespan for everybody turned off at the moment. And that way I can focus on the storyline. Once the storyline with the mother plant is completed, then I'll go ahead and turn the normal lifespan back on, so that way we can get into the actual legacy part of the challenge, and we can get to having children and starting a family and all of that. But for the starting off gameplay, I actually have a storyline in mind of him in his scientist career, and figuring out what's going on in Strangerville and going to the mother plant and all of that. So we do have the lifespan paused for the time being. Okay, so I think that's enough of practicing programming. We did get a telescope to raise his logic skill, but I want to see if it's going to increase his fun skill as well. Oh, it is. Awesome. It's only a little bit, but it is kind of like a kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so that's cool. Awesome. We had 2 breakthroughs, and with that, I think we can go ahead and go to sleep. Okay, and here we are at the work lab. This is Erwin's first day. Here we are. Very cute, very demure. We are going to go ahead and get started on these goals. Speaking of work, you might recognize one of his co-workers. We have Miss Nina Caliente as Erwin's co-worker. She is, I wonder if it'll tell us her title. She is a receptionist. So we'll see how she plays into our story. Okay, so for coworkers, we have Morgan Ember, which is interesting. We also have Paka from Island Living, who is our coworker as well. So I'm kind of interested as to how this dynamic is going to go. We have Nina Caliente, Paka, and Morgan Ember, which is interesting because if Morgan Ember is here, I wonder who the current sage is in Spellcaster world. Okay, and we are back home after our first day of work. Not too bad. We talked to some of our coworkers, got really embarrassed a lot, and now we are back home where we can relax. All right, and we are now on our second day of work, and I kind of feel like even though we're going to complete our work goals, I feel like I kind of want to get to know our coworkers a little bit better. Who else do we have here? Oh, we also have Eva. Alright, we have Paka. Oh, and it looks like he is chopping it up with Nina. Don't you guys know that this is a workplace? Work drama. Oh. Okay, so she is not a fan of Erwin. Maybe we have made our first enemy. Yabo. And it looks like we got a promotion. Ooh. Interesting. Well, they brought our boy back. He just landed back home. Our very first alien abduction. I think that is where we are going to end the episode, and I will see you guys next time.